The Mercedes-AMG C63S Edition 1 is not a car for the faint-hearted. In this particular guise, it comes, as you can see, with a quite fantastically garish paint job, complete with enormous yellow stripes and a matte paint finish. Its engine is a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 that produces sufficient power and torque to fire the C63 to 62 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds, despite it weighing well over 1.5 tonnes. And it costs a whopping 77 grand, and that's before you've specified so much as a single option. So, is it worth it?
So on paper, the C63S is a total hot rod of a car, and in reality, it's exactly the same. Allow me to demonstrate. This thing is an utter weapon. 503 horsepower, as we know, but it's the torque. 700 newton meters of torque from about 4 revs from this turbocharged 4-litre V8, and it's just... This car is not that light, but honestly, you put that much energy through it, and you put that much energy through the rear tyres only, and you've got a recipe for a right laugh, and that is exactly what this car is. It's a lot of money at very nearly 70 grand, but it's an awful lot of car, and they've tweaked various different elements of it, even compared with the saloon. The steering is sharper, I think the diff's a little bit sharper too, and the suspension is, they say it's sort of subtly different, but you really can feel the effects of it, and the overall effect is to make the C63S feel, not like a track car, because it isn't. It still rides beautifully, but it just has this focus on getting down the road super rapidly that even the saloon version doesn't quite have, and it's just a lovely thing to drive.
Beneath the skin, AMG has tweaked the S in several key areas compared with the saloon, and the result is a car that not only feels sharper, but which is just faster across the ground, full stop.
And it really does go around corners quite beautifully. There's barely any body roll, even though we're doing 90 there around a 4th gear right-hander, left-hander. But it's just got this lovely composure to it. It has this sort of fluid, effortless suspension control that just fills you with confidence when you're sat here behind the wheel. Another reason why it's really confidence inspiring is because the steering is good, very good. It's quite light. You've got this lovely suede rimmed steering wheel, but it's not that. There's proper, genuine precision around the front end of this car, and you can, as a result, put the front end pretty much within an inch, exactly where you want to, through every corner. And then, when you want to, you can light up the rear tyres pretty much whenever you like. And as a combination, some machine, it really is some machine. The gearbox works pretty well, but not brilliantly. There's still a slight delay when you want to downshift like that, and if it's not at exactly the right revs, it will not give you the downshift, and it just feels a little bit lazy when it's like that, but it's a lot better than these Mercedes gearboxes used to be. And this is the 7-speed, not Mercedes' new 9-speed, because basically there's too much torque. The torque of this thing would blow the 9-speed to pieces. So 7 gears, and they work pretty well. The exterior styling with the big yellow stripe and the stripe on the wheels, etc. I don't know, take it or leave it. I quite like the matte paint because I'm a complete tart, but I'm not sure about the yellow bits. But the interior, I think, is fabulous in this car. Beautiful stitched quilted leather. Okay, the yellow stitching's a bit over the top, but it's executed just, it's lovely inside here, and it feels like a very high quality automobile, as it should do for the money. But sometimes you can pay this much money and there are kind of nasty plasticky bits, but nah, this thing feels quality inside. What defines the C63S though, above and beyond the handling, the steering, the lovely cabin, all those bits, it's the way it goes. It is a rocket ship, it really is. I wish it made a little bit more noise. I mean, that's full beans in third gear. And it, you know, I just want a bit more V8 noise from it, but the thrust you get and the instant response from the throttle is just phenomenal. It's another one of these cars that if you weren't told, you wouldn't have a clue that it was turbocharged. It's brilliant, this thing. It's a lot of money, but it's a lot of car.
Whether the C63S is worth 17 grand more than an M4 competition pack, well, it's kind of up to the individual, really. If you can afford it, then the answer is probably yes, because the AMG does feel that little bit more bespoke in both its dynamic repertoire and in its cabin. On the other hand, 17 grand is an awful lot of money to spend on a car that, in a straight line at least, doesn't get away from an M4 competition pack at all. Either way, the C63S is one heck of a car, preferably without the yellow stripes, and maybe with a bit more thunder from its exhaust. Click on the video windows to watch a first drive of the M4 competition pack, or a track battle between the M2 and Ford's new Focus RS. Or click on the play icon to watch our latest video, or on our logo to subscribe.